We all carry micro imprints from interactions, from conversations that we've had, from experiences that we've had, from emotions that we've experienced, from conversations, from anything that's actually within our field, micro imprints from amazing and blissful moments as well. So we are energetically filled with micro imprints. And these micro imprints, whatever it is that is within us, are signals. They're signals. They're magnets. So let's look at those micro imprints as magnets. And so those magnets create a field, and that field attracts. It's a magnet. And if we don't clear the micro imprints, and here I want to talk about micro imprints, not the big, the bigger trauma perhaps responses and things like that, because from that point of view, they're micro imprints that have become larger, you know what I mean, and have become a mass. I really want us to focus here now on the micro imprints that we are potentially picking up and creating magnets of throughout our day to day. The ones that you created this morning, yesterday, last week, last night. And the reason I want to start playing with that side of it is because if we start becoming in that continuous clearing mode where we become aware and conscious of the magnets that we are creating, the micro imprints that we're creating within our field, we can become a little bit more conscious of and or rather aware of what we're creating. So, and turn that signal around or transmute it. And as an example, so I have some interactions with some clients where I can see that I have created a micro imprint, for example, around a few clients, whether they're fabulous and wonderful and amazing. But there are others that I'm noticing, they create a zzz, zzz, and I have a physical reaction to it. But you see, that physical reaction then has created that storyline from like, and is magnetically bringing all of the other interactions there together in that one. And so what's then actually happening is there's been a coupling of the sensation with a mini story, a coupling. So the magnet, the micro imprints can couple with the experience and then therefore bring more of the same. And of course, we know life mirrors back what we feel and who we are energetically and all that things. And all of that matches and says, proves our story right. See, it always happens like this. See, this happens when I do this. This happens when I do this. This happens when I interact with that person or this type of person or da 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 da. Now, of course, there are micro imprints that are beautiful and positive. And oh, actually, I don't really like using the positive or negative word. So, but there are interactions that uplift and feel expansive. And those magnets within us and those micro imprints have us feeling free and great. Even when you simply just think of a situation or a person or an event, you can receive back just from that. And therein lies, you can even magnetically then attract more of the same just by thinking it, feeling it, looking at a photo. So what I'd love you to play with is, where are you at the moment starting to build micro imprints, which you actually don't want. Which you actually don't want. Where you catch them before they become the boulder, before they become charged and really charged. Because so those micro imprints may actually still be charged. They may already have a charge to them. But recognize it. You know, like the concept of see each other as though you've met for the first time. Have a conversation as though this is the very first interaction. You know, that was one of the core things that I played with Rod years ago, and I still do now. It's a natural thing to play with it, and also with the kids to actually see them as though I'm seeing them and meeting them for the first time. So, with these micro imprints, before they become the magnet, clear them, clear the signal. Don't allow the magnet to become a signal that then can overcome. So, ways that you can become more attuned to some of these micro imprints. Look at any sensations that you may feel. So, does the sensation arise? Like, say, for example, when you receive a message, a text message, do you feel the energy and notice, okay, have I started to create an imprint from this? And what am I broadcasting from that? What am I bringing in? And yeah, it's that the thing that you've heard many, many times before is like check in with your energy. And yes, check in with the energy. You know how to check in with the energy. This is not like it's something more or meaningful and things like that. Like, yes, you can look at from the above what anyone who's not been involved in that conversation, that situation, or anything like that, look at the facts without emotion. Like, sort of, what would someone else looking upon this see and describe without knowing anything, without knowing you, the other person, the situation, your history, their history, the anything, even the environment? What are the indisputable facts? And are there any? And like look at perhaps looking at it in that way, and that might reduce it. But also, like, I know for me, because I'm such a I am a visual, I'm a feeling, like I'm sensing a lot. So for me, just even looking at it as going, okay, hold on, I can recognize I've started to create a micro imprint. And just to digress for a moment, I like the term micro imprint because there were some situations in this last week which I probably would in the past not called it a micro imprint, but by adding the term micro in front of it, it is actually bringing less weight to it. It makes it softer. It makes it smaller. It makes it less. It makes it more achievable to actually move through, to clear the magnet, to choose again, to reset, all of those things. So, you know, clear the magnet, close the loop, change the signal, call your energy back to yourself, call your breath back to self, create a coherent field around you of what it is that you would like to feel. It's something that you were saying today already, like sort of where bringing your energy back to yourself. It's, you know, get back to the neutral baseline. Everything's neutral. Thinking makes it so. Emotions make it so. Everything is neutral. And you know what? If you can't get it to a neutral state, replace the damn signal. Just replace it. Just change it up. Create a new story. Step into opposite day. turn around in a different way, jump up and down, do all the things that you know to do. Just change the signal, replace the signal. And yeah, so I encourage you to play with this. I know for me, this has already helped and assisted for me. Like I've got certain situations, and I'll explain a little bit of how I'm seeing them. So the moment I named it as being a micro imprint and that I realized it was starting to become magnetic, I was able to actually separate myself from them. So if I was to describe it, I'd say one of them is sitting over here, but it's also energetic clearing. It's clearing. And I'm not, I still need to actually action something from it, but I'm not doing anything just yet. I've got it's interesting that they're all feeling like they're in spaces behind me. There's some up here, but like that is actually where I feel them. So they don't feel like they're inside of me. They feel like they are in my peripheral. I'd like them not to be. That's the truth of it. But they're kind of still there. They're kind of hanging around. They're having their own little party. But you see, with that, I know that energetically, I can set the intention for, okay, I choose for that to be cleared. I choose for my subconscious. I choose for spirit. I choose for whatever languaging we want to do. I choose for light to actually start clearing that so that it, and make, in some ways, make that part the magnet. So it draws out the aspects from that I still say perhaps potentially trapped within our physical body, drawing it out and placing it over there. And then knowing and intending for that to dissolve, transmute, become more coherent with the pure magnetic, beautiful, coherent, divine, light filled field that we naturally are. And then what we're then doing is we're then creating a magnet of beauty here, which then will transmute that, that part, that. And you can even see, sense, feel it dissolving and moving and shifting to what feels a whole lot better. And from that space, that message that invited a response, that moment, that person, that situation, it doesn't live inside anymore. It becomes a movie that can be watched, which you can choose to associate with or not. So that's the play. Enjoy and let me know how it goes.